In Phaedo, a number of Socrates' friends have come to visit him in prison on the last day of his life, as he will drink the hemlock at sundown. The main topic of the conversation is the nature of the soul and arguments for its immortality. This takes up most of the dialogue, and then Socrates tells a rather elaborate myth on the shape of the earth and the hollow of which we live, and of which we know nothing of the splendors of its surface, the pure air and brighter heavens. The myth that deals with the dwelling places of various kinds of souls after death. The following passage immediately follows the conclusion of the myth and concludes the dialogue. No sensible man would insist that these things are as I describe them, but I think it is fitting for a man to risk the belief, or the risk of a noble one, that this, or something like this, is the truth about our souls and the dwelling place, since the soul is evidently immortal, and a man should repeat this himself as it was an incantation, which is why I have been prolonging my tale. This is the reason why a man should be good cheer about his own soul. If during life he has ignored the pleasures of the body and its ornamentation, as no concern to him in doing him more harm than good, but seriously considered himself with the pleasures of learning and adored his soul, not with the alien, but with its own ornaments, namely moderation, righteousness, courage, freedom, and truth, and state that wastes his journey into the underworld. Now you, Samias, Seves, and the rest of you, Socrates continued, will each of you take the journey at some other time, but my fated date has called me now. As a tragic character might say, it is about time for me to have my bath, for I think it's better to have it before I drink the poison and save the woman the trouble of washing the corpse. When Socrates had said this, Crito spoke. Very well, Socrates, what are you instructing to me and others about your children or anything else? What can we do that would please you most? Nothing new, Crito, said Socrates, but what I am always saying, that you will please me and mine and yourself by taking good care of your own selves, and whatever you do, even if you do not agree with me now. But if you neglect your own selves, you are unwilling to live following the tracks as it were, of what we have said now on previous occasions. You will achieve nothing even if you strongly agree with me at this moment. We shall be eager to follow your advice, said Crito, but how shall we bury you? In any way you like, said Socrates. If you can catch me, and I do not escape you, and laughing quietly. Looking at us, he said, I do not convince Crito that I am like this, Socrates, talking to you here and ordering all I say. But he thinks that I am the thing which he will soon be looking at as a corpse. And so he asks how he shall bury me. I have been saying for some time that, and at some length, that after I drunk the poison, I shall no longer be with you, but will leave you to go and enjoy some good fortunes of the blessed. But it seemed that I have said all this to him in vain, in an attempt to reassure you and myself. 2. Give a pledge to Crito on my behalf. He said the opposite pledge to that he gave the jury. He pledged that I would stay. You must pledge that I will not stay after I die, but I shall go away. Go that Crito will bear it more easily when he sees my body being burned or buried, and that he will not be angry on my behalf, as I was suffering terribly, and so that he should not stay at the funeral that he is laying out, or carrying out, or burying Socrates. For now you well, my dear Crito, that to express oneself badly is not falsely as far as language goes, but does some harm to the soul. You must be good cheer and say you are burying my body and burying it in the way you like and think most customary. After saying this, he got up and went to another room to take his bath. Credo followed him and told us to wait for him. So we stayed, talking amongst ourselves, questioning what he had been said, and then again talking of the great misfortune that had befallen us. We all felt as we lost a father and who will be orphaned for the rest of our lives. When he had washed his children, we brought to him. His children were brought to him. 2 of his sons were small and 1 was older. 3 sons. 2 of his sons were small and 1 was older, and the woman of his household came to him. He spoke to them before Credo and gave them what instructions he wanted. Then he set the women and children away, and he himself joined us. It was now close to sunset, for he had stayed inside for some time. He came out and sat after his bath and conversed for a short while. When the officer of the 11 came out and stood by him, he said, I shall not reproach you as I do the others. Socrates, they are angry with me and curse me when obeying the orders of my superiors. I tell them to drink the poison. During the time you have been here, I have come to know you in other ways as noblest, the gentlest, and the best man who had ever come here. So now, too, I know that you will not make trouble for me. You know who is responsible, and you will direct your anger against them. You know what message I bring. Fare you well, and try to endure what you must as easily as possible. The officer was weeping as he turned away and went out. Socrates looked up at him and said, Fare you well also. We should do as you would bid us. Fare you well also. We shall do as you bid us. And turned to us, he said, How pleasant the man is. During the whole time I have been here, he has come in and conversed with me from time to time. Most agreeably man, and how generally he weeps for me. Come, Credo, let us obey him. Let someone bring the poison if it is ready. If not, let the man prepare it. But Socrates, said Credo, I think the sun still shines upon the hills and has not yet set. I know the others drank the poison quite a long time after they received the order, eating and drinking quite a bit. And some of them enjoy intimacy with their loved ones. Do not hurry, there is still some time. It is natural, Credo, for them to do so, said Socrates, for they think they derive some benefit from doing this, but it is not fitting for me. I do not expect any benefit from drinking the poison a little later, except to become ridiculous in my own eyes, to clink into life. And be sparing of it when there is none left. So, do as I say, do as I ask, do not refuse me. Hearing this, Credo nodded to the slave who was standing near him. The slave went out, and after a time came back with the man who was to administer the poison, carrying it made ready in a cup. When Socrates saw him, he said, Well, my good man, you are an expert in this. What must one do? Just drink it and walk around until your legs feel heavy and lie down, and after the act of itself, he offered the cup to Socrates, who took it quite cheerfully. Edgercrats, without a tremor of change in their feature color, but looking at the man from under his eyebrows, as was his wont, asked, What do you say about pouring a libation from the string? Is it allowed? We only mix as much as we believe will suffice, said the man. I understand, Socrates said, but one is allowed. Indeed, one must alter prayer to the gods, and journey from here to yonder may be fortunate. This is my prayer, and may it be so. While he was saying this, he was holding the cup and then drank it calmly and easily. Most of us had been able to hold back our tears reasonably well up until then. When we saw him drinking it, and after he drank it, we could not hold them back any longer. My own tears came and fled against my will. So I covered my face, and I was weeping for myself, not for him, for my misfortune in being deprived of such a comrade. Even before me, Credo was unable to restrain his tears and got up. Apollodorus had not ceased from weeping before, and at this moment his nosy tears and anger made everyone present break down except Socrates. "What is this?" he said. "You strange fellows, it is mainly for this reason that I sent the woman away, to voice such unseemliness until one should die and go home in silence. So keep quiet and control yourselves." His words made us ashamed, and we checked our tears. He walked around, and when he said his legs were heavy, he laid on his back as he had been told to do so. The man who had given him the poison touched his body, and after a while he tested his feet and legs, pressed hard upon his foot, and asked him if he felt this, and Socrates said no. Then he pressed his calves and made his way up to his body and showed that it was cold and stiff. He felt it himself and said that when the cold reaches his heart, he would be gone. As his belly was getting cold, Socrates uncovered his head. He had covered it. Uncovered his head, he had covered it. He said, these were his last words: "Credo, we owe a cock to Esculapius. Make this offering to him and do not forget." "It shall be done," said Credo. "Tell us if there is something else." There was no answer. Shortly afterwards, Socrates made a movement. The man uncovered him, and his eyes were fixed. Seeing this, Credo closed his mouth and his eyes. Such was the end of our comrade. Echecrates, a man who we would say was all of those we had known the best, the wisest, and most upright.